Welcome, everyone, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined by the one, the only, Brian Thornton.
Yes, the one.
How come we don't have a nickname for just
for me?
like for the two of us? You had the Bernstins with Josh, and
I thought we came up with the Meltons.
oh no, wait, we're Thornton Mellon.
I mean, we are Thornton Mellon.
That's right.
Don't be jealous of what me and Josh have, man.
I'm always jealous of what
It's different from what you and I have.
I know, but I can still admire it from afar and wish I had something like it.
That's fine. But you have something different with me. It's okay, man. Don't be jealous. Just cherish what you have.
Okay.
Take care of it. Hold it.
Right.
Just
take luck.
Keep it safe.
Right. Well, let's do this. Let's start off the show because we just got a few topics to talk about this week. The nerdy world was quite slow, but there's a couple things in here I definitely want to hear your opinion on. And first, I just want to talk about the world of comics. See how it's affecting TV, see how it's affecting movies, but most of all, I mean, listener, how is it affecting Brian? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk!
One of the things that we have kind of given Marvel some flack for is not really having a really strong animation force, right? Like DC has got animation just down pat, right? They're really good at it.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I would say some of the Master.
How far back we going, man? Because
I would even go
Spider-Man and X-Men in the 90s, and those shows were
I
great.
know, but I would counter with Batman the Animated Series and Superman, and
agreed.
They're like, I think Batman the Animated Series was better than Spider-Man the Animated Series, and I love Spider-Man the Animated Series.
I think Batman the Animated Series is one of the greatest television shows of all time.
Right.
So
it is.
Kind of.
But even recently, I mean, Marvel obviously put its attention into movies, right? And DC said, we like movies too. And that's all that they've done with that. But when
is just say that they too in fact like movies,
right? And then they make things that I guess we're legally allowed or supposed to call movies, but they're really not really.
Yeah.
So DC's been crushing it. All right. Well, now that Marvel TV is under the large umbrella of Kevin Feige,
that is quite an umbrella to be under.
It is. They're now starting to try to get animation to go back in. So Marvel's first endeavor into an animated comedy geared towards adults is going to be M.O.D.O.K. If you don't know M.O.D.O.K, and you're a Doctor Who fan, I think I can say it's like the face of bow-sized head, right? With little bitty legs and body. Little bitty. For the uninitiated, Brian,
really glad you could explain that to like the 5 people.
Yeah, I got through like 2 people.
Doctor Who.
So can you explain to the uninitiated who M.O.D.O.K is?
Hang on, I gotta look up the acronym because I know I'm gonna get it wrong. I know it's M.O.D.O.K stands for Mechanized Organism Designed Only for Killing. He is a Marvel villain, which is a giant head, kind of in like a cybernetic like shell with like little arms and legs, and he has like a psychic beam that shoots out of his head of some kind. He's a very odd character.
Yeah, it was definitely like, hey.
And that's all I can really say.
I'm sure someone was on some kind of hallucinogen and was like, I've got the perfect Marvel villain, man.
I'm sure a lot of stuff like that. Have you seen Sonic the Hedgehog? Come on.
Touche. So they announced the voice cast for M.O.D.O.K, and it's actually really cool. First off, Patton Oswalt will be voicing the titular character. So
okay,
big fan of Patton Oswalt.
Who isn't?
Amy Garcia is going to be Jodie, which is M.O.D.O.K's wife. She's from Dexter, if you don't remember her, which is okay.
Okay.
Of course, Park and Rec's very own Ben Schwartz, who just can't stop doing voice acting work, is going to be playing M.O.D.O.K's son.
This is like the 3rd cartoon he's doing.
He's all for it now. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Melissa, is it Fumero? Fumero, there we go. Melissa Fumero is going to be his daughter.
Is this going to be like a sitcom with M.O.D.O.K?
I think so.
That's odd.
Wendy McLendon, who's from The Goldbergs, who's going to be Convoy, which is basically M.O.D.O.K's work rival. This is weird.
So it's going to be it's like Married with Children with M.O.D.O.K.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a couple other people in the cast as well, but those are kind of the big characters in there. But basically, it's a lot of talented voice actors who are coming into this, and yeah, I think it's going to be a I think the way I kind of read it a little bit was
Family
Venture
Guy.
Brothers. Yeah, okay, maybe that's even better.
It's Family Guy with super villains.
Right. Because
Okay.
M.O.D.O.K, I mean, while M.O.D.O.K is a serious villain,
Is this going to be on Disney Plus or something? What is this
you know
going
what?
on?
I don't think they have announced. Oh, Hulu. It's going to be on Hulu. So with Howard
that
the
makes
Duck,
sense.
right? The Kevin Smith Howard the Duck is going to be
Right.
on Hulu. So this is going to be on Hulu. Hulu seems to be the place that they're throwing some of this like can't be on Disney Plus stuff for Marvel.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel about this.
I like the cast. I like the people. I'm very confused at concept. What are we trying to get at, right? Like, what are we?
I don't know. I really want to trust Feige.
Right. In Feige we trust, right? And again,
yeah, this seems too weird.
like Patton Oswalt, he's a guy who could bring something like this some credit.
He's also a huge comic book nerd, so you know he's got those bona fides on top of it.
Right. Bona fides. What a
Yes.
not the bona fides, but the bona fides.
Yeah, it was on my word of the day calendar.
Very good, very good. We don't have a date we don't have a date, right? We don't have a date.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I didn't open the article.
I hold on. I don't have a date. Yes, okay. We don't have a date, but it will be on Hulu sometime later this year of 2020.
When's Howard the Duck supposed to drop then?
Oh, that's a good question. Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
We do not have a premiere date for Howard the Duck.
Interesting, since they announced that first. You would think that would come out first.
Well, I mean, it may. Just nothing's officially announced. But we also know, like, Kevin Smith is, like, you know, he takes his time for things. He doesn't rush a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but he's in the middle of, like, 3 different projects. I would imagine, like...
Yeah, but
he's got the Masters of the Universe coming to Netflix, too.
Right, but he's producing, right?
Right.
So, he's not all hands-on. I don't know. Right. But just let the weird stuff happen on Hulu, man.
I don't want to.
Where do you want it?
I don't know if I want this in general.
Oh, just at all?
I just don't know.
If it was something like Venture Brothers, or if it was something like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, I mean, which basically had a lot of like weird.
That stuff is funny because it is reminiscent of established shows and comic books and things.
Right.
It's not actually taking my comic books and making them silly.
So the fact that they were direct references made them okay for this, but the fact this is a direct reference, that's a bridge too far.
It's not like a direct, it's just taking the characters and making it weird.
Right.
Venture Brothers is like, hey, we got this character that's kind of like Johnny Quest.
Right.
And we made it weird and funny. That's different. It's completely different and you know it.
I agree. But I mean, again, in Feige we trust. I think I blindly had to look into this. But at the same time, like the shows have worked on Adult Swim that do stuff like this. I don't see why they can't get away with it on Hulu.
I think because it's Hulu. Adult Swim is a different model.
Yeah, but Hulu's got no rules, man. We got Handmaid's Tale on there. We got Shut Eye on there.
People don't, unless they're already established fans of this, people don't really seek out weird content like that. And M.O.D.O.K is not like
I
the flagship character to do this.
Well,
with.
I don't think you're trying to get. I don't think you want the mall walkers, as we refer to them, to watch M.O.D.O.K or even Howard the Duck.
Yeah, listen, I don't need Johnny
Tambourine,
checking this out, but I don't know. I don't know who that's for. That's the thing, like, because it doesn't feel like it's for comic book fans either.
It's geared towards adults. Geared towards
Who is
adults.
The demographic?
Adults.
I'm an adult, and I'm telling you, I'm weirded out.
Well, I'm a kid at heart, and I'm telling you, I'm in for this. I'll watch it. I'll watch a few episodes. Why not? Just like you said, it's not on the top of my priority list, and I'll wait till like I can just binge the fucker. But this is worth half an hour of my time. I imagine they're half an hour, 20 minutes at the most.
I would imagine.
And I imagine,
can you imagine an hour-long animated comedy?
No way. And like maybe 8 episodes. Like it'll be a real short season, a real quick binge. Get it done in a weekend.
We shall see.
Now that we're done talking about the world of comics, let's turn our attention to the world of TV and movies in a segment that we call Screen to Stream. I would like to take a quick second, listener, and make a streaming recommendation based off the fact that a second season of Altered Carbon will be coming to Netflix soon. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Season 1 stars Joel Kinnaman. Basically, that's a person who is allowed to pass his consciousness into a different body and ends up in the jacked body that is Joel Kinnaman. The character's name is Takashi Kovacs, and it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. And the cool thing about this show is it kind of has a built-in ability to keep going, similar to that of Doctor Who, which is you can change the main character in the sense of the actor who's playing him and just pass on the role. So, for example, season 2 is now going to be starring Anthony Mackie. Which, hey, we like Anthony Mackie. He is basically going to go ahead and they have a new mystery for this season. He's back to his original home planet, and he's solving murders in a place that kind of feels like a Blade Runner-esque, film noir cyber thing. This show is good. Did you watch Altered Carbon?
I did. I really enjoyed it. How long has it been since the first season?
That's my problem. It's
been like 2 years, hasn't it?
I think so.
I gotta rewatch the first season. That season was really good.
This is exactly the problem that I had with a couple of these streaming shows where I'm like, oh, yay, the next season's coming. I really have to rewatch the first one, which I mean is probably a little bit of what they want. Like I did this for Lost in Space. I was like, oh, I need to watch Lost in Space season 2. I was like, I should probably rewatch like Lost in Space season 1.
Should probably rewatch the 1997 movie because it's not as bad as people say it is.
Hey, you know what, dude?
What?
Retro review.
All right, sure. I really enjoy that movie.
All right. Well, we'll review it on the Patreon there. There we go. So anyway, going to be starting Anthony Mackie this season. We're going to have more brutal murders that we have to investigate, a big plot that we have to figure out, big mystery. I'm on board for this show, man. I really, really like it. This season is going to be 8 episodes, though, which is going to be 2 fewer than last season, which was 10 episodes. So
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, should it be?
Just give me a tight, good story. I don't need it to be 13 episodes, just as long as it's good.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I think having 10 in the first season was a lot of world building. We gotta cover a lot of ground as to like, what the hell a sleeve is, right? Why are we passing our consciousness and how can a guy named Takashi be a big white guy? Like, how does this work? So I'm excited for this. It's coming out February 27th on Netflix.
What's Edgar Allan Poe doing? Why is he running a hotel?
Why is Edgar? That's very true. See, I forgot about that.
You forgot about that?
I forgot about that.
Oh, it's one of the most memorable parts.
This is now that you've said it, I remember it. But this is my problem with some of the streaming services having these big shows is that they don't. They take a lot of gambles, right? And they don't instantly always know what's going to pay off. Now, there's a few things that they know is going to pay off, right? And that they take advantage of.
Really? Because they knew The Witcher was going to pay off, and I still have to wait till 2021 for our next season.
So let's talk about that, because I would like to, if I could, include just my...
Yes, we know you don't like it.
I did not like The Witcher, man.
I
did listen, it's 8 episodes. I got through 4 of them. I went through half, and I didn't mean stop at episode 4. I got all the way through episode 4, right? I saw the big twist, everybody. I saw it. And I still just don't care.
Some people would claim you did not see the big twist.
But I did see the big twist.
No, you didn't. I don't agree with how they told the story, but I still think it's good.
We talked about this offline, that the showrunner for The Witcher has been going on a little bit of a blitz to kind of like make nice for the criticism that he's getting. Mm-hmm. And I think you and I are in agreement that we should get a new showrunner. He did not do well for
no.
The season.
I don't think the showrunner knew how to structure the show.
Right.
And I think that they thought, oh, this thing is the most important part, so let's make that our first episode to draw people in. Whereas that's not what drew me into the show. Henry Cavill is what drew me into that show.
I will say that. You're absolutely...
Just more of him, less of all the other trash, and this would have been a good show.
Yeah, I agree. Henry Cavill, seriously, for as much as I do not like the show, Henry Cavill is crushing it in this show. I do think that I think half of your season not explaining the twist till half the season is a bad move and very boring and confusing. It's not a good way to draw somebody in.
I didn't care about the other stuff.
Right, I didn't care anything about it at all.
I care about him, and I care about what's the witch's name?
Yennefer.
I care about Yennefer.
Right.
She's good.
Yes.
All the other stuff is just ancillary.
Right. So I'm not a fan. But however, the Netflix CEO has said that Witcher is a, quote, massive new franchise that'll get, quote, season after season.
Then why am I waiting till 2021?
See, this is my problem with some of the streaming services. We don't know what's going to be a hit, right? And this comes into Lost in Space. This comes into Altered Carbon.
I'm pretty sure they knew this was going to be a hit.
But here's the thing: it's you definitely greenlight it, but you're not already working on it. Like, for example, the counterpoint to that is I think Mandalorian, right? Disney Plus, I think, knew what they had on their hands, and before it even premiered, they're like, "Go, please start work on season 2 right away. Go, go, go."
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they knew the show was going to be a hit. No. Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
That they said, "Oh gosh, this is really special. Start working immediately on the second one."
Yeah, but I think Netflix should have at least known that with the built-in fan base between the books and the games, that they could have at least greenlit a season 2.
Yeah, but you look at
like they could have, like they didn't have to go the Apple TV Plus model and just greenlight season 2s for no reason at all.
Right.
For shows that
they have to
are not that good.
Plus. I agree. Yes,
but they could have looked at, oh well, we already know we're going to get a built-in fan base, so let's at least start.
And this is my problem with some of the streaming services is since we don't know. Sometimes there's too big of a gap between the season 1 and season 2, and what made it special or what made it really unique is either copied by somebody else by that time that it's released, and or it's just been too long and I have to feel like, oh, I don't have that attachment anymore. Or on the flip side, sometimes they just cancel the stuff that's really good. I mean, like you could look at the OA and One Day at a Time as examples of like fan favorites that everybody loves, and there's like
One Day at a Time lasted 4 seasons. I
thought it was only 3, and then they moved it somewhere else.
Am I wrong? Sure, it lasted 4 seasons. I think you're thinking more of Tuca and Birdie, which they
3 seasons.
3 seasons,
one day at a time.
So,
but they were spaced out too long too.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've only seen a handful of episodes.
Right. It's the space out thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, that's one thing I have about with streaming services versus network TV. Network TV really seems to be doing that. Like like season 2 just comes, or it's fucking gone, right? Or it's gone from existence.
Well, they can afford to do that because they're doing it by week-to-week basis. They can tell.
Right.
But you can never tell how many people are going to stream it the weekend it drops or the 3 months after the weekend it drops.
Exactly. And I think that's kind of the thing that I wish that it was a little bit easier to kind of navigate these situations on a streaming service. Because it's easier to do for a movie, right? Just make the movie, see if it works. If it did, it does. And if it doesn't, okay, oh well. But I really wish that these massive shows like Altered Carbon and The Witcher, and I mean, even at one point, I would say even House of Cards took a little bit too long to get to its next couple seasons. I wish it was a little tighter so I could really like a show and just go for it. I mean, Amazon doesn't.
Part of the problem is binge culture. It feels longer because you watch all of Stranger Things in 2 days.
Do you think?
And then you have to wait God only knows how long for a season 2. Even if that show, even if it's just a year,
right?
You're waiting so long. Whereas with network television, season 1 ends in May, and then by September, October, 5 to 6 months later, I've got a new season. See,
and that's the thing I like about Hulu, as they did for like Handmaid's Tale. And what I like about Disney Plus doing it with Mandalorian, while as a fan, I just want it all now, please, like give it to me now. As a content viewer, as a person who's thinking about, I can't wait for the next season, I having the spread out time is enough to go, oh my God, we really have the success. Go start working right away, right? For maybe something that we didn't think was going to hit to go. But on the flip side, I think I think Apple TV Plus is a great example of, but if we just greenlit everything for season 2 before like we even know what we have, are we just going to end up with shit filling it up? So I don't know how to bridge that gap, but I I'm just curious what everybody else thinks that they should be doing. I'm just curious about.
This topic turned into a much different conversation than I thought I was going to have.
Well, I'm glad we had that road. So,
long story short, I am excited for season 2 of Altered Carbon.
Me too, and I'm not excited for any more Witcher. Or if you are, give me. I am
also excited for more Witcher.
Also, going to do your Witcher.
Valley of Plenty.
We did get some additional trailers as well that are Netflix related. The first one is called The Last Thing He Wanted, which apparently is based off of a novel. It stars Anne Hathaway, Ben Affleck, Willem Dafoe, and was there anybody else of a big note that I missed?
Rose Perez, I think her name is.
This looks really interesting, but I don't know if I like it.
It's a Netflix movie. Like, see, the thing about Netflix movies is I always go, that looks good, and then I don't watch them. I don't know why. I just don't. Like, I saw the trailer for Six Underground. I said, that looks good. I'll watch that. And then I didn't. And now I can't find it.
Right.
Because it's not on the homepage. If it were on the homepage, it'd be a lot easier. I don't want to go into the search and actually type things out.
Right.
That's a lot of trouble. But, like, I mean, this looks good. It looks intriguing. It looks like a Sicario type.
Yeah.
Drama.
So Anne Hathaway is playing
and it's got a great cast.
Yeah, so Anne Hathaway is playing a DC journalist who's basically right on the cusp of breaking a huge news story, which seems to have something to do with arms trades in South America. And I'm thinking it's like the 1980s.
It seems like that, yeah.
Yeah, you can't really tell, but it seems like that's where we're going for it. But of course, it seems to have some kind of connection to her father, which is played by Willem Dafoe. And basically, the big government bad in this seems to be Ben Affleck. And it has
which is perfect.
Yeah, it has that little bit of.
Ben Affleck does not get the credit he is due. He is a solid actor, and he does a lot of really good stuff.
Yes,
and he's really good in it. Like, I don't know. I think this is good. I think it's a great cast. I'm on board.
It is a great cast. It looks a great story, but again, I think you get that Netflix problem.
That's the thing.
It's
like,
going, I'm really interested. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
good trailer, man.
I haven't watched The Irishman yet.
For me, it's still again. There's a bigger.
I mean, I know I said I was going to find. It's going to be hard to commit the time to it, and I still stand by that. But like, Six Underground's what, a 2-hour movie?
I'm never going to do that.
I'm like, why can't I do this?
I don't know.
What is wrong with me?
So to counterbalance a super serious spy movie, that has that. I could be nominated for. We have 3 Academy Award winners in the movie, right? We got gathered with Mark Wahlberg's Spencer Confidential. I don't know how I feel about this movie.
It looks fun.
It does look fun.
It's got Winston Duke in it.
Yes, Winston Duke, who seems to be balancing that line of action comedy, right? It's directed by Peter Berg, and if you don't know the name, he directed Lone Survivor, and I think he did another movie with Mark Wahlberg as well. I'm
just confused by the appearance of Post Malone.
I'm not. So, the only premise that I have is that this guy, Spencer, played by Mark Wahlberg, is getting out of prison, right? Goes to go... Well, go ahead, please.
It seems like he was in prison because he was an ex-cop who was framed.
Yes.
Because he was investigating like corrupt politicians and stuff.
Yeah, I got a little Con Air feel about that one.
Right on. Like,
right.
Put the bunny down.
Or like, he was too lethal too. Like he's a lethal weapon.
Yeah.
Because he seems to be kicking ass like a whole bunch.
Yeah, right.
Finally gets out and says, "Hey, I'm going to take down the guys who took me down." And hilarity ensues, but also there's some real drama to it. It looks so. I don't know, man. It looks really good. Yes, and Post Malone makes a small cameo as, surprise, surprise, a guy who's in lockup, who isn't too fond of.
Are we sure it's a small cameo? He shows up twice in the trailer.
He does show up twice in the trailer.
Once while he's in prison and once while he's out of prison.
But he's.
I think he has way more to do in this movie. I'm worried about it. I really am. I like his music. I just don't know if he is actor material.
You and I have subtly very quickly become Post Malone fans.
It's weird.
Yeah, just like, oh, I like that song. Who is this? Oh, it's Post Malone? Oh, okay, all right. Hey, I like this song too. Who does that? Post Malone, really? Huh. I think I'm a Post Malone fan. Just like Chainsmokers. You're just like, okay, they're good music. All right, good music. Hey, I think I like the Chainsmokers. Anyway, listen, I think Post Malone was on set for like a week. Like, Couple days. I think he's just in a few scenes. Yes, he's in there multiple times, but it seems to be in one costume. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's that big of a role.
Well, they only make the prison jumpsuits in one color, bro.
That's right. In this movie, it's gray. It's very boring gray.
Well, that's actually what prison uniforms look like.
Oh, do they really? I don't know. I only know that.
I mean, I can only tell from what I've seen of Scared Straight.
Okay. So orange is not the new black. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think some prisons still use orange.
So to me, though, there's one thing though, because of the Netflix movie stigma. This runs the risk of just being a generic buddy action movie. You know what I mean?
I will agree to and disagree with you.
Okay.
I think the buddy cop or romantic comedy, like I think the comedy scene is better on Netflix.
Comedy, yes, I will go
because I don't need to go to the theater. But like dramas and actions and stuff, movies like that, that's what I have a hard time watching on Netflix. But like, I'll watch a comedy on Netflix any time. The amount of rom-coms I've watched on Netflix now is ridiculous.
Like, I really, really liked Always Be My Maybe, and I watched the shit out of that on Netflix. Mm-hmm. What was the Kissing Booth or whatever it was with Adam Devine, really good. Even their other like the guy
not Adam Devine, but there was
one with Adam Devine with the Kissing Booth.
There was, but it's not the Kissing Booth. It's
Photo.
No,
whatever.
It has nothing.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I know which one you're talking about.
Anyway, it was good. I liked. Again, I don't know the fucking name of the movie, but I liked it. And you're right. I would totally watch these movies on Netflix. But you're right. An action movie. Like I haven't watched Six Underground. I haven't watched The Irishman.
What's that other one with Oscar Isaac, like 999 or something like that?
Yeah, the one with Ben Affleck.
I haven't watched that.
Ben Affleck's in that. I don't know which. Okay, so now I'm even more worried about the last thing he wanted because. That looks great, but you're right. I think I want to watch those movies in a movie theater.
Right.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why are we suddenly coming to big realizations about our relationship with streaming services this episode? Why is this the one?
I'm just in a mood today.
But I'm having a realization. Okay, so you know what? That's a perfect segue to go on to our next topic, which is what the hell is Quibi? Have you heard of Quibi, Brian?
No, what the hell is Quibi?
Okay, so Quibi is... I'm sorry, I can't do this with a straight face too much. Quibi is a new streaming service coming out specifically designed around your mobile phone. So, Brian, Quibi stands for Quick Bites, right? Okay? So a movie, for instance, that would be released on Quibi is broken up into about 12 chapters at 10 to 20 minutes apiece. And TV shows are going to be about 10 minutes each episode. Quibi has a lot of people signing on to it, so the likes of Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, they're all making content for the show. Millions! And
I thought Spielberg was exclusive to Apple.
No, he is doing something specifically for Quibi as well. So he's not exclusive, but he definitely has something set up for it. They're throwing millions of dollars. Here's Quibi's hook, right? Here's the cool thing. Sometimes you watch a video in portrait mode, right? You know, you're holding your phone, you just want to watch something real quick, like you would like a Snapchat, Instagram story, stuff like that too, right? But Let's say you're in a place where you have a little bit more time, maybe a little bit more relaxed form, you want to turn your phone the other way, right? Quibi will adapt the episode to the way in which you hold the phone.
Okay.
Okay, so this is their hook. Now, here's the other part. Quibi will not be available on a TV in any way, shape, or form. You can't get it on Apple TV. You can't put it on a TV. It's designed
when they have no subscribers, I mean, they'll change that real quick.
We'll I don't think so, man. Because again, this is designed, and we're going to talk about this in a bigger second. This is going to be designed for millennials, or this is designed for people who watch Snapchat and TikTok. So Brian,
I don't watch shit on my phone.
So yes, here's my problem, right? I used to be a very avid Facebook user, right? I am now way more into Instagram. I'm tinkering around and watching Snapchat, but I don't watch long form content, right? I only watch what my friends do or what my friends post.
I can only hold my phone like this for so long till my arm gets tired,
right? And if it's 10 minutes, I'm not watching something usually on my phone. I'll transition it to my computer or my
Right.
TV, right? And I'll airplay
Right.
it. So Quibi's not going to do that. Now, Brian, knowing the fact that this is targeted at millennials, right, and targeted at young people for quick 10-minute bites, there's going to be a ad-free and a ad-supported version of Quibi, right? So you being the smart industry man that you are, which one is the free tier?
What?
You have one with ads and one without ads. Which one will be the free tier?
With ads?
No, Brian, you're incorrect. There is no free tier. It's $5 a month with ads and $7.99 for ad-free.
That makes no sense. They're double dipping.
0 cents. So you can't try it out. You have to put money down to do this. Now, Brian, Quibi is trying to tell you, hey, dude, we're going to do something unique, right? We're doing those quick bites, okay? We're a cool, hip company. So Steven Spielberg...
Stop trying with the buzzwords, like, please.
So
Not you, Quibi.
I get you. So Steven Spielberg is going to be writing a really unique, one-of-a-kind horror series that you'll only be able to stream on Quibi, right? Which is pretty cool. All right, I'm down for Steven Spielberg doing a 10 to 12 episode exclusive Quibi thing, except you can only watch it when it's dark out.
Okay, I mean, I get it for immersion's sake.
Sure. But Brian, we're all on the same schedule in life, right? And we are.
Right.
I
mean, we
there's,
absolutely
there's
are.
no one who works, morning shifts or someone who works third shift, and people who would watch content at different times of the day depending on their moods.
Correct, yeah.
So
absolutely.
This service is saying, hey, you know how there's a lot of productive times during the day where maybe you just would like a 10-minute break? Maybe you're on your lunch break and you want to watch that new Steven Spielberg? No, can't watch it. It's not dark out. Get out of here.
How does it know when it's dark out?
Probably the location based off your phone, so enjoy that.
But is it going by the sun, or can I just be in a dark room?
So Quibi's engineering team, this is from The Verge, Quibi's engineering team came up with a new way to deliver each episode using an internal clock on the subscriber's phone. Quibi can tell when the sun is about to set. A clock will appear in the app, according to Variety, that will count down until the moment the sun disappears. The episode will be available to watch only then, and the series will then disappear from the app until the next night. Think of it like appointment television, but with a technological twist.
The more we try to become more immersed in our content, the stupider it is.
The dumber it becomes.
Like, I can get the same effect by turning all the lights off in my living room, Quibi.
Right. So,
Stephen King's It is just as scary in my living room on my 65-inch TV in the dark with the sun out. Just saying.
So their thing is this. When it comes to their movies and their TV shows, everything's going to be broken into chapters. And chapters are about 7 to 10 minutes long, and they're specifically designed to be watched on the go. And their quote is, quote, if you're 25 to 35 years old, you get up and you're on a smartphone for about 5 hours a day. Why not maximize this content?
Not fracking true.
Right?
Okay, it's not true for me, but okay.
Right? So here's the one thing, though, that I will have to kind of just say, this is ambitious, right? The goal for them is to have 125 pieces of content a week. So that's about 7,000 things, right? Episodes, essentially, in 1 year. And when you look at Hulu, again, this is all original content. None of this is licensed stuff.
I mean, that's
ambitious.
That's not that ambitious when I just have to film one show and there's 125 hours right there if they're in 10-minute segments. If I do if I were to take The Witcher,
right,
and chop it up into 10-minute segments, that is six Quibis, quick bites, whatever the fuck you want to call them,
chapters
per episode,
right?
Times 8, that's 48 right there.
Yep,
it's not that hard.
But I want you to think of this.
I do that 3 times. It's 125.
Every episode, though, I kind of think of that. The best example I have of this is House. The cool thing about House is that right before the commercial break, you have in between those a whole ride, well, basically a whole crescendo of an episode.
It's called network TV,
right?
I know.
You have that whole arc. I don't think you can do that in 10 minutes in a mobile format in any interesting
No, you can't.
way.
People are getting get bored.
Network TV is not a 10-minute bite and then a commercial and then 10 minutes again and then a commercial.
Not how it works.
Like, you need way more time in between.
It's like 5 minutes, then 15, then 7. It's all based on
Yeah.
where it fits best. This is going to work.
So
I just don't see it working.
So Brian, let me ask you this. Now that we know a little bit about what Quibi is, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be launching April 6th of 2020. So right around the corner. Okay.
Cool.
$4 a month for an ad-supported version. It's so fucking dumb. Thank you. And $7.99 a month for an ad-free version. Okay. I have been following this service. They've been hyping this up for years. Okay. How much money do you think that they have raised in funding? I'm going to say in about 3 years.
3 years. $500,000.
$1 billion.
Fuck you.
That's how they get all those big names to come in and to sign on board. So $1 billion. So they are not going to die right away. This is going to stay around for a bit because they've got a shit ton of money to burn. They just have a ton to go forward. So
well, I don't know. How much do you think they spent on Spielberg?
I don't know, but even if you throw Spielberg $10 million, like you've got enough left. You still basically have $1 billion. So this is going to happen.
You know, when like we talked about doing this podcast and we said, you know what, we just need one good idea and we can do this and we can make money. We don't need a good idea. We need a stupid idea.
Yes. And
I need you to put your stupid hat on, CJ, and think of something stupid for us to do.
Hold on, sir. I have never taken my stupid hat off. And I'm insulted to know that you think I've been holding out on you. I am the anchor that keeps this podcast down in the mud, sir.
Stupid.
So, Quibi, listener, I need your opinion on Quibi. Again, I don't consume tons of content on TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook. I am the target demographic for this service, and I don't know what the fuck it is. I just don't get it.
I'm not in.
The
longer you talk about, the angrier I get.
I've been following this for like a year and a half, so imagine my anger now that it's finally out. So go ahead and check the articles in the show notes. I would love to get your opinion on Quibi, and I love to get this conversation kind of going for the next couple of weeks and just hear what people have to say about it. So definitely tell us what's going on. Before we leave, I just want to take 1 second to go around the internet, find the weird, find the obscure, and ask this gentleman here for tech perspective. And this is mainly as a public service announcement, if you don't mind. As we all know, there is a big paranoia nowadays about having stuff taken from your front porch, right? You get an Amazon delivery.
Yeah, Amazon actually takes pictures of the packages, so I know they were there at one time.
And there's so many, camera doorbells now that are watching people steal things off of your porch. So anytime we get any notification about a package being delivered, we want to take action on it, right? Well, of course, that's an opportunity for someone to go ahead and, steal your data. So there is a phishing link going out right now via text message that says, hey, we're tracking your FedEx package. Here's your delivery code. And to set your delivery preferences, click this information here. So you click a link. You put in your address, your phone number, maybe you even sign in with your FedEx account if you have one. And congratulations, you've now given somebody all your information. And they'll know that, you're tracking a package and you may not even be home. And they now know what your address is so they can start stalking your house. So I would just be a little bit weary right now. Just heads up. If you see any suspicious FedEx text messages, delete them. Or if you screenshot them, you can actually abuse them. You can actually abuse them. You can actually report them to abuse@fedex.com to stop people from doing this. So I just want you to know this is someone trying to get your name, your address, your phone number.
This is why I exclusively use UPS. The Brown would never do this to me.
Sure. This is also I just hate DHL. I have nothing. I
didn't even know DHL was still a thing. I
don't have anything to say in regards to this topic. I just would like. This is CJ Mellon's personal opinion. DHL is the fucking scum of the earth, and if they just disappeared tomorrow, I would be happy. I would throw.
I thought they had
a ravioli in the air, and then I would eat.
I don't want to know how DHL wronged you because that's a pretty intense hatred.
I hate them. Let me see. Are they still open? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're still around.
Oh, and the internet still hates them too. So that's very good to hear.
Why does the internet hate?
Oh, I'm looking at the Yelp reviews, and they're all 1.5 star.
What did they do to you?
They ruined an anniversary gift and they also killed some flowers that I had sent to somebody for a pretty big moment in their life, and they could need some comfort. And DHL wronged me twice, and you don't get a third time. You're just fucking.
Why do you go through DHL for flowers?
It was just the website was like, "Hey, DHL, we'll get it there faster." And I was like, "Yes, I need this to them now. If I could walk it to them, I would, but I can't." I'm like, "We got your back, buddy. By the way, they're gonna come broken, crushed, and dead. Okay, is that cool with us?" It wasn't good. So again, it's a dangerous world out there. If you see something weird, don't click the link. Okay, just please don't do it.
I make it a habit of not clicking links in general.
Well, listener, it's a dangerous world, but you're not out there alone. You're with us. And I want to thank you so much for making us your walk.
That being said, please go into the show description and click all the links in the show notes.
Absolutely. And if you find something that's weird, I want you to email it to abuse@thatkindofnerd.com, to which I will reply back with a verbal abusive thing to you because you asked for it.
It just makes me think of the Monty Python sketch.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Have you never seen that one?
I haven't.
Oh my gosh! It's a flying circus sketch. A guy walks into a building, and it's a very standard office building. He goes up to the reception.
You've told me about this. I'm sorry.
He goes up to the reception. He's like, "Yes, I'd like to have an argument." And they're like, "Oh, okay, down the hall and to the left." And he goes down the hall and to the left, and he opens the door, and the guy goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, I just want to have an argument." He's like, "Oh, this is abuse." You have to go down the hall.
All right. Well, I promise that I will send you something mildly humiliating and slightly hilariously abusive. But seriously, thank you, listener, so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. And we'll talk to you next week.
Well, welcome to the club, because you are that kind of nerd.
No. You have your head. Oh, do I get a smoothie? I want whipped cream. Just go right in my mouth. Is it a root beer float? What is it? I must know.
I don't know. My wife decided to make me something.
What is it?
Covered in whipped cream.
I see it covered in whipped
cream. It's ice cream.
It's ice cream. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. Is it Halo Top or legit ice cream?
It's legit ice cream. Oh, I love her so much. She's amazing. It was so good.
Okay, if you're gonna talk, at least no ice cream in your mouth.
Oh, I will do whatever I want.
Come on, it's annoying.
You're annoying.